Good evening, everyone. We're here for the regular council meeting of October 16th. Before I go into quick introductions, I just want to again thank everyone. We had a grand opening this evening for the expansion of the RM office. So on behalf of council, we thank you, the residents, and also the administration and council for making everything happen that happened today. We see a great new facility in Richshot, and we're going to see great things to come of it. So thank you for your attendance. And if you didn't check it out today, make sure you do check it out sometime soon. So as we get into the meeting, we have with us Councillor Joel Lemoine. Good evening. Councillor Shane Pelletier. Evening. CEO Mitch Duval. Evening. Myself, Chris Ewan. Councillor Janine Belanger.
Good evening.
Councillor Jason Bondarchuk. Good evening. And Assistant CEO Dominic Lemoine.
Good evening.
So we'll go into the regular council meeting, and then once we get to public hearings, I will break down how the public hearing process is going to work today. And without further ado, I will call the meeting to order with item number 1. Do I have a mover? Councillor Joel Lemoine, second. Councillor Jason Bondarchuk. Questions before we open the meeting? Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried 5-all. Thank you. Open the meeting at 7:02 p.m. Item 2, adoption of the agenda. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor Pelletier. Questions, changes, as is? Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 3, adoption of the minutes. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bondarchuk, second. Councillor Lemoine, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Seal.
That regular council meeting was held October 2nd. Not much to report. We received a delegation from the foods recycler folks regarding our pilot project. Nothing but great success for that project. And if people are still interested, please give administration a call and we'll take your name down and compile a new list.
Perfect, thank you. Anything else from council? Open up for discussion.
There's just one thing held on October 3rd, and meeting minutes say.
Okay, we'll
Just
double
minor.
check.
Thank you, Councillor Belanger. With that slight change, anything else? No, call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried, thank you. Moving on to item 4, committee reports and minutes. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor Pelletier.
Committee reports received from Councillor Bondarchuk regarding the Richshot Library, as well as the notes from the AGM.
Thank you. Council, any discussion on this?
Again, just the AGM. Bondarchuk, it's 2019.
That is 100% correct.
Okay. All right.
He's time traveling.
All right.
Perfect. Got a lot of catching up to do. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you. 5.1, accounts paid to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lemoine, second. Councillor Bondarchuk.
2 batches, 19,210 in the amount of 35,000, basically bills for the civic site, as well as batch 19233, $900 for the wonderful cookies we had this evening.
Good cookies they were. Council, any comments or questions? Call for the question. All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you. 5.2, accounts not paid to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Pelletier, second. Councillor Belanger.
4 batches, 19,254 tax refund for 450, 19,255 EFT in 4,200, 19,256 the amount of 566,000, and 19,263 utility refund of $8. For the big batch of 566,000, a summary has been provided. Basically includes the GFL collection for the month of September, Hamilton Street project for Maple Leaf paving and hydro seeding, Receiver General for 39,000, Richshot CDC operational grant of 70,000, and the Ildishane Main Street engineering fees from WSP for 35,000.
Thank you. Council discussion.
Both daycares, that should be wrapping up shortly.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of money in the accounts for the daycares, but it is on the wind down. There's always some final landscaping and drainage works to be done. So there's always, it's like the office, there's always going to be little things to get done before it's totally wiped off the slate.
Yep.
Thank you. Anything else from council? Call for the question. All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you. 5.3 payroll to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Pelletier, second. Councillor Lemoine.
Payroll 20 for employees, public works overtime, a little bit there regarding the drainage project that they needed to complete. Fire department quarterly 3 payroll, in the amount of 47,000. So. That.
Perfect. Council questions? Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 5.4 CFO report. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bondarchuk, second. Councillor Pelletier.
Once again, our CFO has put a report before council regarding the third quarter as we stand. I pulled him aside and asked him if all the managers were behaving, and he said yes. Even Public Works, he says, yeah, well, yeah.
Close enough.
Close enough. So, yeah, so all is good as far as that. So if you've read his report, nothing else to bring forward.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Steele. Council, any comments, questions?
Just want to thank him. He does a fantastic job on the reports and makes it easy to
See where.
see what's going on. So a big thank you to him.
Perfect. No. Agreed. Call for the question. All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Moving on to public hearings. Just a quick rundown of how the public hearings will work tonight here in Richard. So I will call the item number at that and the description, and then at that point, our CEO will give off a few verbiage, and then I will open the public hearing. At that time, I'll ask if the applicant or someone would like to make presentation on that item number. And after that is done, I will ask if there's anyone wishing to speak in favor, in person, online, or on the phone. They will then present themselves either in person, they'll raise their hand, we'll get them to come up front, or online or on the phone, they'll just turn on their microphone and video, and then they will give us their name, and then they can begin. And then after, we will go to anyone wishing to speak against. At that time, they can, again, present themselves in person, online, or on the phone, unmute their microphone and video, and then let us know their name. And I will give it one last call after that is done for anyone wishing to make any general comments, ask general questions, speak in favor or against, online, on the phone, or in person. And after that, I will close the public hearing. And at that time, that is for council debate to happen. So no engagement from the gallery or online. It's just for council to discuss and debate and make any additions or changes that are needed before we vote on the application item number. Without further ado, we will go on to 6.1.1 V14 2024 Wolfgang Fauché 71 Bonneteau Avenue.
The proposal is to vary the maximum fence height requirement from 6.5 feet to 7.5 feet in a RMHP residential mobile home park zone.
Thank you. I will open the public hearing at 7:09 PM. Is there anyone wishing to make a presentation, or the applicant wishing to speak on this at this time, in person, online, or on the phone? Yeah. Come on up, sir. Hey.
I'll speak on behalf of Wolfgang. Yeah, we're proposing to get a variance on the fence to 7.5. And it's put up for safety issues in regards to the product that we've seen outside on the ground, and debris that was coming off neighbors' houses that were not maintained. And we would like it to be stated that there should be some more maintenance done in the trailer park, which this house is not in the trailer park. So, and the previous owner has had complaints that left that house due to harassment, and the RCMPs, and said they cannot do nothing about this. The neighbor is very harassing, and that's what I have to say so far about it.
Okay.
And I've checked with other RMs, and there is other 8-foot high fences, 7-foot fences, and they have applied for variances. Some are in favoritism of long-term. They look after the long-term residents prior to new residents coming in, and that's called favoritism from the councils. And it's not your council I'm talking about. I've checked with other RMs on this matter. So,
No, I appreciate that. Council, do you have any questions in pertaining to the variation? Or, yeah,
And your name, sir, is?
oh, yeah, sorry.
Joe Fauché,
Just a comment, it looks like a very sturdy fence.
Yeah.
It looks well built, strong.
and I would have brought some of the debris with us to put on the table here, but I didn't think that was relevant to bring to the council meeting.
No, we appreciate the photos.
Debris is a good word.
Yeah, and my granddaughter almost got hit by some of the debris that came off that house. So we're hoping the trees will grow fast enough to,
Like in the wind, you mean?
yes, yes,
Things through the-
no. And there was some poison alongside this one trailer. So the poison is for mice. Now, we don't want any kids picking that up and eating that.
No, I appreciate that. Anything else from council?
Yes, it's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive.
Thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is there anyone wishing to speak in favor, in person, online, or on the phone? Right now? Anything received in favor?
Nothing received?
Anyone wishing to speak against, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received against?
Nothing received against.
Final call, anyone wishing to speak in favor, against, make any general comments, ask any questions, online, on the phone, or in person before I close the public hearing? Seeing none, I'll close the hearing at 7:13 PM. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnar, second, Councillor Belanger. Thank you.
Councilor Glover.
Bodnar, Belanger.
JB.
Therefore, be it resolved that variation application V14 2024 is approved with no conditions.
Thank you. I'll open up for council discussion, debate. Council, any comments, questions? Councillor Pelche, this is your area. Anything to say?
Nope, nothing here.
Thank you. Anything else from council?
Nice fence, I think it's great.
Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? None. That is carried. Thank you. You guys are welcome to leave. You can stay and watch the rest of the show if you
All right, I
like.
wanted to say thank you very much. And I have one more thing to say. Is there be any more daycares put up in this area for kids? Yeah, because I can't get in.
I appreciate that. If you send me an email or you send me a message, I can definitely put you on a list or let you guys know when as soon as we release something.
Okay,
Or if there's
yeah, I
something.
know they put another one up in Il Shane, but it's like just filled right up.
Right. Yeah, I'll definitely make sure that council and administration release anything if anything ever comes up for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
perfect. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Moving on to 6.2.1 C 2024 Sandra Nagalula, Colombo, 218 Gordon Grove Road.
The proposal is to allow a child care service in a RR rural residential zone.
I'll open the public hearing at 7:14 PM. Is there anyone wishing to speak on the item number, the applicant, or anyone wishing to make presentation in person, online, or on the phone? Is there anyone wishing to speak in favor, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received in favor?
Nothing received.
Anyone wishing to speak against, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received against?
Nothing received.
Final call. Anyone have any general questions, comments? Speak in favor or against, in person, online, or on the phone? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing at 7:15 PM. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bondarchuk, second. Councillor Pelche. Thank you.
Therefore, be it resolved that conditional use application number C20 2024 is approved, subject to the following conditions. One, that the applicant shall comply with the municipal noise bylaw 14 2003. Two, that the applicant shall not cause the generation of undue traffic and congestion in the neighborhood. Three, the hours of operation shall be limited from 7 AM to 6 PM, Monday to Friday. Four, Items stored outside shall be kept in a tidy manner so as to not create an unsightly appearance. 5, any signage shall comply with the municipal zoning bylaw 9-2019, part 11. 6, this conditional use is authorized under section 2.1.b of the Community Child Care Standards Act. If the section of the act is no longer applicable, then the applicant shall then A, adhere to the Community Child Care Standard Act and obtain provincial home care license. B, applicant shall obtain and provide the municipality with all required permits and licenses approval from Manitoba Family Services. And 7, that the applicant shall provide a signed confirmation letter accepting the terms of this order. There may be site audits conducted to ensure compliance, and any non-compliance issues may cause to be revoked at any time.
I will open up for council debate discussion. Council, anything to discuss or debate? Councilor Belanger, I believe this is your area.
Yes, I'm concerned about the number of children, and I know we talked about this in planning and how it's going to, can we cap it? There's nothing in this that says numbers that the childcare service is allowed to have. Are we able to do that? Can we control that? This doesn't look like we're controlling it. I was hoping the applicant would be here so we could talk to them about that. In her business plan, does it have the number?
I think 6A would count to that though, would it not? Adhere to the Community Child Care Standard Act and obtains a provincial home child care license. Would that not fall under what we're regulating?
Yeah, so basically, this is not a commercial daycare, it's a home-based daycare. So then
That's
they're,
what caps it.
yeah, so basically then they still fall under the authority of the Manitoba Families. Manitoba Families would come in to make an inspection of the facility, do the proper measurements of where it is being used, and basically calculate the number of children based on the square footage of use. The number of children not only it includes any child under 12 that the applicant may also have in that
Right.
area. So there is a cap, but unfortunately, given that we don't know what the square footage is, nor do we have anything from Manitoba Families at this time, we can't be able to provide that cap.
Okay, then that.
But it's
doesn't
not
make
going to
me-
be 113.
No, but that still doesn't make me comfortable with it. I'd almost like to have everything ready for us to make the decision. But because I know they, as we all know, they came a couple of years ago for 70 kids, and if they were able to have 70 in the facility that they have right now, what's stopping them? Or because that was a commercial, maybe?
Right.
This is a residential.
Residential, correct.
Because they could fill up their garage, they could fill up their basement, they could fill up their main floor with the square footage. I don't know. I don't know what that counts.
Asking to put an item number on there to limit to a max. Is that possible?
I don't think that's us to say. It's more the family services to determine that,
I
right?
think we still
would like
write
to
that,
know.
that as an item.
I believe
Okay,
your worship is correct.
Okay.
You may have the capabilities of adding a cap, even though Manitoba Family says
right.
30 kids. Of course, you may not want the 30 kids there. I think I'm just trying to figure out a way that you could word it that you'd be comfortable with the amount of kids.
Mhm.
So if you say maximum of 10 and it comes back as 12, is that okay? Like something to that
Right.
effect.
Well, yeah, is there any way we can say, based on what they come back with, family services come back with, we have the right to change it at that time maybe, or cap it at that time? We're not denying them that they can have a child care services. I'm not denying that. I just want to make sure it's not.
You make it like based on the agreement between whoever the provincial body is and the municipality agreeing on a certain number.
Come to an agreement, yeah. Mhm.
Something to the effect that's subject to final numbers provided by Manitoba Families, or that must be approved by council.
Sure.
So
That
then
would be great.
come next time, once we get those numbers, all we would have to do is pass a resolution to adopt those numbers.
That'd be great.
That sounds good?
Friendly amendment.
Ish.
Councillor Cloutier.
I was thinking 12, but
You had a number.
Yeah.
You're going in hard.
well,
Yeah.
they got 1,900 square feet. If the basement's wide open with a one bathroom down there, they could probably get 15 kids down there.
Yeah.
And if you had garage space,
So did you want
it could
to,
be 30 kids.
did you want to set a hard number at no more than 15 in the home?
That's what I mean. It's not really.
After the one, how many did they have in Illushing?
I was gonna abstain my vote.
Yeah.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's your choice.
I don't know if he, I don't know if he can have a conversation if he's not gonna vote on it.
He could provide info.
He's not declaring
Decision,
a
yeah.
conflict of interest, so he could participate in the
Yeah.
discussion, whether he chooses to vote or not, that's his prerogative.
Right. So square footage comes into play, and then for one adult individual, the rule of 8 kids, technically to 12 comes into play. So if there's 24 would be a limit if square footage.
So should we just continue to be subject to the final numbers, providing provided by the province to be approved by resolution of council? I would just leave it at that. The province have the numbers, and if it makes sense for us. Right, I think that makes sense.
Because if you think they're gonna use all the basement, all the main floor, all the second floor, then it's basically no, right?
Yeah.
That's the point. So let the province do their due diligence.
Yeah.
Square footage, et cetera, give us a number and then we'll pass it through resolution.
Yeah.
So the concept is yes to a residential daycare.
Yeah.
But let's see what the numbers is. So I think this covers council. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Mr.
Council's
Keel.
in agreement with that addition. Okay, anything else? Call for the question with that addition. All those in favor? Opposed, abstained, 1, still carried. Thank you. Item 6.2.2, C 21-2024, Anita Skeen and William Rhoda, 926 Red River Drive.
The proposal is to allow a single family dwelling in the agricultural AL zone.
Perfect. I'll open the public hearing at 7:24 PM. Is there anyone wishing to make a presentation or the applicant wishing to speak on this item? Come on up, sir.
What we're proposing is just to replace a house that was already existing. It's not taking over the agricultural land. It's just the house, the original house was lost in the big flood. And we've been spending the last little while building up the land to proper heights and take care of parents and kids. But now it's time to get onto the property, so that's what we're asking for.
Thank you. Council, do you have any comments or questions?
So no demolition permit required, no.
No, the house
And
was
with the
taken.
common-
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh, that's
Built
big.
up 10, 15 feet above what the existing house was.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Is there anyone wishing to speak in favor, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received in favor?
Nothing received.
Anyone wishing to speak against, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received against?
Nothing received.
Final call, anyone wishing to make any general comments, ask any questions, speak in favor or against, in person, online, or on the phone? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing at 7:25 PM. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second, Councillor Lalonde.
Therefore, be resolved that conditional use application number C 2024 is approved with the following conditions. 1, that the applicant obtains a building permit from the RM of Richmond office. 2, submitted plans are to be included, 2, submitted plans are to include detailed architectural drawings stamped by an engineer. 3, that the applicant is to apply for and obtain a flood elevation permit and a septic field permit from the province. And 4, that the applicant sign a confirmation letter accepting the terms of the order. There may be site audits conducted to ensure compliance, and any non-compliance issues may be caused to revoke the conditional use at any time.
Council discussion, conversation, questions?
Your dirt being moved to everything?
I think he said they've been building it up with a year, so it's already
It's already-
high, yeah.
Just checking.
But then the province will dictate what height it has to be, so they'll determine that.
Perfect. Anything else? No? Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? None. That is carried. Thank you. You're free to leave, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All that stuff's taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Traffic. The next two together, Mitch, or no?
No, sir.
Okay, 6.2.3 C22 2024 Jordan and Chelsea Neufeld 3579 past 75.
The proposal is to allow a single-family dwelling in a agricultural AL zone.
Thank you. I will open the public hearing at 7:27 PM. Anyone wishing to make any presentation? The applicant wishing to speak in person, online, or on the phone? I see online. You can unmute your microphone if it's not already.
Okay. Everybody can hear me all right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, great. My name is Chelsea Neufeld. I'm the applicant for this, in this situation. My husband and I own 2 lots, and we've applied for a permit for each of them individually to add a single family dwelling, one on each lot, but I know that we'll do each one separately. We purchased the property, including the farmland on the west side of the 75 in 2021. The lots were recently subdivided, and so we did have a conditional use permit that was granted when the subdivision was complete. Unfortunately, the expiration date has come and gone in the spring of this year. So for one lot, I'm looking to get a renewal on the conditional use permit, and then on the other lot, looking to get a new conditional use permit. We're in the process of listing both of them, and having these permits would be appealing to the future buyer.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Council, any comments or questions?
None here.
Mr. CEO, go ahead.
Catching up my shorthand here. The property is on an outside curve of the Red River. That's for the south lot, correct? Can you tell me an approximate distance as to where the home will be? The reasoning is because of an outside curve, you'll likely have more erosion done on the river. So I'm just wondering if a geotech study would be required.
For the south lot, there is a vacant house on that lot. I don't know the dimensions of the distance between the current house and the river bend. And because I'm applying not for myself to build, but on behalf of the future buyer, then I'm not sure where they would build. I know that there are conditions that will be met, but I don't have the specifics of the single family dwelling that may be built in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council, anything else? No? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Is there anyone wishing to speak in favor, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received?
Nothing received?
Anyone wishing to speak against, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received?
Nothing received?
Final call. Anyone wish to make any final comments, ask any questions, speak in favor or against, in person, online, or on the phone? See, now I'll close the public hearing at 7:30 PM. Do I have a mover? Councilor Lamont, second Councilor Bodarchuk.
Therefore, be resolved that conditional use application number C22-2024 is approved, subject to the following conditions. 1, that the existing vacant and uninhabitable dwelling must be removed prior to any building permits being issued. 2, that the applicant obtains a building permit from the Arm and Reach Out office. 3, submitted plans are to include and detailed architectural drawings stamped by an engineer. 4, the applicant is to apply for and obtain a flood elevation permit and a septic field permit from the province. 5, that the applicant provides a signed confirmation letter accepting the terms of the order. There may be site audits conducted to ensure compliance, and any non-compliance issues may be caused to revoke the conditional use at any.
Thank you. I'll open it up for council discussion debate.
I'm a little confused by the process. She's trying to get the conditional use to allow a single family dwelling, but she will not have architectural plans, drawings, stamped from an engineer. She won't get a building permit because she's not building anything. And those are all in the conditions, so just wondering how that all goes.
I think my understanding is that their intent is to be able to get the conditional use approved in order to make the lands more sellable. So I don't see anything wrong with the process. There is a time frame on the conditional use. So therefore, if nothing is acted upon within, I believe it's 2 years, then the conditional use lapse and they have to start the process all over again.
So if the person buys the lot, they have to provide this.
Correct.
Moving forward. Okay,
It's
thank you.
transferred over to the
Okay,
new owners.
thank you.
Would you need to add the potential geologic study?
I had that as a side comment that is up to council to debate, because the applicant doesn't know where the future build is. I took a quick measurement this afternoon, edge of river to the middle of that shelter belt that's along there. That's already 65 meters away. I think it's suitable, but again, I'm not a geotech expert
Yeah.
or claim to
You
be.
put that potentially may require a geotech.
Well, I think you either need one or not, right? So
But then you don't know, because you don't know where it's going to be built, so that's.
I think we can lay that with a,
Depending on location.
okay, so wordsmith it to include.
Mayor, yeah. Building permit may require geotechnical report based on location of house.
Yeah, it'll be reassurance to a potential buyer, so I think that's what this. And when that time comes, it doesn't mean that we're just sticking with these conditions, like there might be some to add afterwards too, so.
No, this is it.
Yeah.
No, but,
Will be in the building permit process.
oh, okay.
Right. So building permit may require geotech report pending location of home.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? None. That is carried. Thank you. Moving on to 6.2.4 C23 2024 Jordan and Chelsea Newfield Lot 2 Plan 71860.
The proposal is to allow a single family dwelling in the agricultural AL zone. I believe this one is to the north of the subject property that we just passed.
Thank you. I'll open the public hearing at 7:34 PM. Chelsea, did you want to speak again or?
I can summarize this one. This lot is a bit different as it is a blank canvas. It's completely empty, no services, no driveway. But again, looking to get a conditional use permit to add a single family dwelling to make it more sellable for a future buyer.
Thank you. Council, any comments or questions on this one?
Did I run out of time to add something quick? On the note of the geotechnical, with the previous conditional use permit, the geotech wasn't required for when it was initially granted on the south lot. I know that one is already wrapped up, but just something to keep in the back of your mind that it wasn't required first time around.
Thank you. Council, any questions for the applicant?
No, thank you.
No. Okay, thank you very much. Anyone wishing to speak in favor, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received in favor?
Nothing received?
Anyone wishing to speak against, in person, online, or on the phone? Anything received against?
Nothing received.
Final call for anyone wishing to make any general comments, ask any questions, speak in favor or against, in person, online, or on the phone.
If I may make a comment, just the reason for the geotech report is because we've had a few that are sinking into the red.
Hmm.
So we need to make sure that any future homeowners are covered and that we're not being tasked with fixing up somebody else's mess,
Hmm.
lack of a better term.
Thank you. Okay, I'll close the public hearing at 7:36 PM. Do I have a mover? Counselor Bodnar, second, Counselor Belanger.
Therefore, be resolved that conditional use application C 23-2024 is approved, subject to the following conditions. 1, the applicant obtains a building permit from the Richard office. 2, submitted plans are to include detailed architectural drawings and stamped by an engineer. 3, that the applicant is to apply for and obtain a flood elevation permit and a septic field permit from the province. And 4, that the applicant provides a signed confirmation letter accepting the terms of this order. There may be site audits conducted to ensure compliance, and any non-compliance issues may be caused to revoke the conditional use at any time.
Thank you. Council discussion, debate, anything to add?
Are we adding the geotech to this one as well, or it's not as?
Is it? It's not on here. It is further north and a little bit of a straighter run. But again, I'm not a river bend.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, agreed.
There's that addition. Anything else from council? Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? None. That is carried. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chelsea.
Yeah, happy to answer your questions.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 9.1.1, September 2024 building permit reports. Have a mover. Counselor Lemoine, second, Counselor Bodnar.
All right, September 2024, 17 permits, 3.1 million in assessment construction value, $14,700 in fees. Brings us year to date to 170 permits, $39.6 million in value, $147,000 in permits. Lagging behind the 2023 numbers of year to date at 187, 49 million, and 132,000. Shame.
Tough crowd. Council comments, questions? We're each going to take out a couple of permits tonight, just.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good year.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? None. That is carried. Thank you. And item 12, adjournments. Do I have a mover? Counselor Belanger, second. Counselor Lemoine, thank you. Final comments? Seeing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? None. That is carried. I'll end the meeting at 7:39 PM. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening. Papa Point.